This is Dane Furry. My name is Kiba Snowpaw and welcome back to Driftwood. This is episode 17 and yeah, just get going. As stupid as it is, we all cheered out, even Ellen in much more hushed tone. Driftwood. Frankly, the build-up to just chat out nervously formed band name is a little silly, but hey, so is Matt. We all step out from the circle and look around at each other as if each of us is making an internal promise to one another that we are going to take this serious and make it work. Matt on drums, Ellen on guitar, John on bass, me on piano, and Ellen on vertical. Alright team, let's get started. We got to get our shit straight. We practice here every night from 5 to 8. 3 hours. Matt longs toward me, smacking his forehead into mine with a concessive foot. We gotta walk in the time. We have little freezy. You don't even know how to play piano yet. Oh, alright, 3 hours. Good, I'm glad you understand. Now let's get our matchrack studio set up. Matt turned, pushing opened the door with a manly sounding haven before flicking on the light switch on the room. We all follow, greeted with the sign of patties and boxes piled up in the corner of the room, set stuff in the other. It looks more like a utility closet than a club room, but it's certainly more than big enough to fit a band inside. Yoko said we could use this room full time as long as we just stuff all the boxes in one corner. Also, I know you guys sometimes use the mixer in here. Why you never invited me? Either way, I took the liberty to do that for us already. I take your applause after the rest of my announcement. Matt paused, looking between us as if suggesting that we could clap for his remarkable feat of strength. Seeing that no one was clapping, he nodded and continues. And so Yuko has founded our club with a whooping $400 to get us started. Luckily, we don't need any of the instruments, seeing that you all have your own. Matt shoots me and adventure clans, whipping his glasses off. Except you, little fishy. I'm not sure what more annoying, the fact Matt keeps reminding me that I don't know how to play piano yet, or the nickname he has given me. Either way, it's best for right now that I just nod my head and smile. Regardless, we can use the money to get ourselves set up here, get a home base going, buy a fridge, a table, make this our chill zone. Regardless isn't a word. Regardless isn't a word. Matt. Whatever, we are getting off topic. Right, we are supposed to be practicing. Elric gave us all a dull stare, shaking his head. We don't even know what song we are supposed to be playing. How can we practice? Matt waved his hand dismissively at Elric's comment. First thing first is a stage placement. Matt grabbed Elric and Jay by the wrist, tucking them into the middle of the room and setting them at jacks to each other in front of the drum set. He matched over the grabs Ellen and grabs Ellen and me by our waist. I'm perfectly okay getting dragged around but Ellen lets out a high-pitched squeal of discomfort from Matt even being near her, let alone grabbing at her arms like she's a manicure. I dig my heel into the ground, doubling the resistance that Max is attempting to drag us whatever he pleases. Ellen fight timidly, trying to get out of Matt's grip. Hold still, will you? You're supposed to be our singer. You have to be in the spotlight, the attention zone. Matt squeezes tighter on Ellen's waist, which only causes the poor girl to squircle even more, letting out a cacophony of winches and compatible vines. Members, Jesus Christ, Creaky, stop wrangling around so much. This is serious business. Matt, let her go. You are freaking her out. I reach over, yanking Max's hand off Ellen's arm before breaking his grip on me with a fist tug. She's glimpsed down, you two. I was only trying to see what looked best in terms of positions. Well, maybe next time you want to grab someone and drag them halfway across the room, you ask them first. Eric and James remain silent, mostly embarrassed by this small conflict. I don't really blame Ellen, but the issue isn't being helped. We still have no experience together or any idea of what we are doing for Yako's party. This isn't important anyways. The party is this Friday, so we only have 3 days to get our crap together. Otherwise, we all just look like a bunch of idiots. Alright, fine, you're right. Matt takes a deep breath and looks at all of us for a moment. Okay, what song are we playing? All of us are silent and we look among each other, unsure what games of music we are even going to play. You guys don't have any idea at all. Alright, we do some of the song I made myself in my free times. I gag at the thought of chuckling following soon after. Since when was Mark even remotely musical or orientation or skilled or even interesting? Not to be a downer or anything, Matt, but since when were you into music to begin with? Matt simply snaps his eyebrow at me in speculation. The same time you got interested in piano. The only difference is I already know how to play drums. Every let out an outburst at Mac remark. Oh, snap. So we can either play the music I'll come up with, or we can go with whatever you guys think up. Matt glares around the room at all of us, wanting anyone to give an idea. I have a singer, no, really? Well, everyone head squealed in Ellen's direction and her whole form noticeably tightened up again. Being the center of attention is not going to work for Ellen. I can't imagine she can pull through with the singing. It's really easy on the guitar and bass, so Elric and Jay should be able to learn it. Matt passes his lips. What about drums? Ellen hesitated, glaring to the floor as she feels she already in the wrong. It doesn't have drums, but we could add them in. Matt grinned extra slightly with a claim Ellen sorry, even if only slightly. Perfect, let's get some copy of the sheet music. Ellen nodded hesitantly and paced over the carrying case of her keyboard. She returned with a few pieces of paper, handing them to Matt, who eagerly looked them over. Based on the look on her face, I honestly don't think Matt can read sheet music, but Jay and Elric must, if they play well enough to think they can be in a band. I could make photocopies. Matt washes off out of the room, leaving the rest of us to our own devices. Ellen takes the time to set up her piano. Elric and Jay start to play a few chords just to get in the mood, and it seems they actually have a good deal of practice and skill under their belt. It's certainly reassuring to hear Ellen getting into sync on the piano with what they are playing, even if some of the notes don't sound completely in tune or in rhythm. I sit down on a stool, watching the tree with exhausted smile. You guys sound great. Elvin and Jay Quinn come to a stop once they feel satisfied that they warm up. Depending on how on beat Matt actually is with drums, we might be able to do something with the swagger. Huh? I'll bet. Even if I'm not really a part of the band just yet, it feels good to know that in the future I will have a spot in, just depending on how dedicated I stay to learning piano with Ellen support. Matt returned with the paper photocopies of each sheet, handing them out with a large smile on his face. Sending them, I have no idea what I'm reading, so decide to just look at the letters. Either way, I might as well learn them in case later on we decide to have the catching part of the chorus that we all sing. I fold the papers, stuff them into my pocket for later, and was positive my sitting behind Ellen, so I have a better vantage point to see what she does while playing. Luckily, she doesn't seem to mind, and within a few minutes of getting the sheet music, everyone playing the note to the song. Even Matt joined in, moving his drum set over to the center of the room and trying to come up with the decent sound rhythm of drum beat to go along with the rest of the good pace song. They continue to play, and find myself tapping my foot lightly against the floor in sync with the drums and guitar notes. It's a catchy song, but no one is singing the lyric. You guys, the song come to a sudden halt, and anyone glares over toward me carelessly. What about the lyric? Well, Ellen said she will do Vulcan piano until you learn, right? Yeah. We all look toward Ellen, who tenses up, remaining still aside from the jittering and shaking in her knees. Start it from the top, I guess. Ellen's voice is nearly a whimper, as she expecting her to sing is the worst thing possible. I'm starting to worry about the sanity of our group with letting Ellen try to be our vocal. She doesn't even have the gut to sing to us. Ellen glared over the shoulder toward me again, and nudged the expression on her face as she stared at me. I'm not exactly sure what to do, so I just lower my voice and try to see if something is wrong. What's the matter? She mumbled so quietly I hardly able to hear her. What if I... It's alright if you mess up. No one is going to judge you. We are all friends here. I offer a poor exercise sticker girl a comfort smile. I'm sure you'll do great. Okay. I know deep down in my heart Ellen won't let us down, but it's a matter of actually getting her to let herself out, which is probably the hardest thing for her to do. I'm sure in some alternate reality Ellen is a famous pop star who tops all the music charts because of how openly expressive she is. But here in this world, she just a stereotypical shy girl, similar to the ones who always show up in anime and have the biggest fan base because of their social awkwardness. Maybe that'll be the case too. Although, can you be a shy performer? Is that possible? Only time will tell, and with little time remaining until Freda Ella start to play the note of her piano again, with Ellen J following suit. Matt finds his slot again and joins on the drums. Ellen's voice is completely monotone and hardly audible as she practically mumbles the lyric. The whole crew seems to catch onto this quickly, and Matt and Ellen sign out of distaste of their misfortune. I don't want to give up on Ellen, but at the very least I can help her out. Reaching into my pocket, I dig out the lyric and begin to scan over the paper, attempt to find where Ellen is. In an attempt to bluster both her instinct in the lyric as well as the group to even continue playing, I start to sing along. The group seemed to pause for a minute and glares over at me, missing a few notes. I just offer them a grin, waving my hand as if gesturing for them to continue. Ellen peeks over her shoulder as she relentlessly plays at the keys of the piano that will soon learn on, looking to me with a concerned look. I just give her a thumb up and continue to sing along. Somehow my confidence and concern for Ellen causes her to smile evidently, and she coughed once to clear her throat. When nearly all hope of Ellen being our vessel was lost, she raises her voice and starts to showcase her true talent. Ellen's voice catches everyone by surprise, and the sudden power of passion of her phone and spirit make all of us grok at her in bewilderment. She has her eyes closed and her hands are striking at the keys of the piano with the same amount of passion and love as they were when she first played me a song. Things start to get heated up as the song progresses, and we continue. The whole group begin to jam out like we are on the biggest stage in the whole world. Jay and Elvis are strumming quickly and complexly, adding so much to the simple song that I fear their fingers are going to fall off. Matt is the same, thrashing down on his drums so directed that the sticks could snap and go flying into someone's eye at any moment. Ella takes a small pause to breathe, and we enter into our chorus. I sing along with Ellen. The two of our voices join soon after by Eric, Jay, and Matt. Ellen's voice is a powerhouse of emotion and vigor, powerful but strong and solid, hitting every note, pitch, and tone of the song with confidence. I know she will. After all, they are her lyrics, but I, as well as the rest of the group, are surprised by. With a dip of precision and a good crowd, I bet she could be the next biggest thing we all could be if we work hard enough. We continue to play the song until I know the lyrics by heart without even having to read from the sheet. Everyone get in the hang of playing the song, and for our last practice one for the night, we attempt to play it without the sheet music. It proved to be a bit more difficult, but closely resembled what we had going earlier. Eventually, Matt set his drumstick down and stand up from his set, pacing over to Ellen and smiled. "Thank you for not being bad." Ellen just blinked and nodded slightly, taking it as a compliment. Eric and Jake quickly unstrapped their instrument from their shoulder and settled them against the wall. "Good practice. Tomorrow we should have it on lock, yeah?" Eric wished you off with a little wave, Jay following soon after. "Sounds like a plan." "I'm beat. Night, guys." Matt turned his attention toward Ellen and me, looking between us a few times before signing. "You always seem to have all your shit down, Squeaky. So if Marcus wants to learn piano, that'd be good. Tomorrow you can tease him while the rest of us practice. Anyway, I'm off. I got other crap to do." Matt pins over the railing and stretched out of the room when heavy swept his shoulders. I have a feeling that Matt already thinks he's a pop star. Ellen, completely flabbergasted by the day's event, just glaring up at me as if confused as to whether it even happened. I offer a small smile and pat Ellen on the shoulder. You did really well. I think the rest of the group thinks so too. Ellen blushed at then Pink nodded her head in agreement with my statement. I hope so. I missed a few notes, but I'll do better next time. Feeling overly restless from the long hours of watching everyone practice and only being able to sing along, I shake my head and stand. I think you were perfect, but I'm getting kind of tired of and hungry. Want to head back to the dorms. Ellen looked to me for a moment with a sheepish smile before gazing around the room. I followed her gaze around the room, thinking of the possibility of everything with the band. This is the start of something great, don't you think? My voice might have startled the poor pianist because she immediately spun about and stared at me with wide eyes. Yeah, I think so, and sure, let's go. I'm kind of hungry too. I paused for a moment at her truthful confession of being hungry and think of a way I will show my thanks for what she have done for me thus far. Perhaps I could buy her dinner if she wants. Hey, Ellen blinked, having been dissembling her keyboard stand and setting everything into its container as she prepared to leave. Yes. Want to get something across the street for dinner? She just looked at me with a usually sheepish opinion, expressions. I give a small cough and shock just so she doesn't think it's a life or death question. It's no big deal if you just want to go get home. I was just curious if you wanted my treat. She pounded this for a short moment before deciding to finish packing up her things before answering. She moved closer with her gear and offered a small timid smile that is cute enough to degrade a puppy. Okay. Shocked by her answer, I freeze up a little and just look down at her with a growing smile. Alright. Okay. Want me to carry your stuff? Ellen, shocked by my offer, just glared between her things and blushed. If you want to. Being the gentleman I am, I grabbed the piano case and hosting it up with a small grunt, the realization of how heavy it actually is. Anyway, ready? Ellen gives a small nod and smiled, departing the room with me. Outside is chilly, and I find my hand squeezing tightly around the handle of the Ellen pianist case in an attempt to lessen the surface area of the skin exposed to the open air. The nights and morning have become increasingly cold since I've been here, almost to the extent where I'm tempted to start wearing a jacket over my uniform. I might have to start doing that. Marcus. Ellen was startled me from my thinking and quickly glared over at her with a confident smile. Yeah, what's up? She paused, chewing at her lower lips in hesitation. Did I really sound good? Singing? Not seeming to have any trouble with his question once it was out, Ellen gave me a short and simple nod. I chuckled quietly, which made her tighten up as if I was laughing at her ability to sing. To cast this fool away from her, I smiled and bowed my head. Of course you were good. You sounded great. Don't be so unsure of yourself, yeah? Oh, I just making sure, I guess. Ellen smiled happily at the answer to her question, and I can tell she's ordinarily excited about the whole idea of the band. The smell of pizza and other baked goods fills the air, making our stomach growl with anticipation. I hand over the van of dollar bills to the cashier and grab the food we'll order, taking a seat outside. Even with being so cold, the exterior overheating of the building is comfortably enough to sit under without shaving our butts off. Taking the pizza slice, I hand one over to Ellen and take one for myself before leaning into the table slightly to showcase my honesty. You know, I thought the name you came up with, the band, was really clever. Driftwood? Yeah, it doesn't sound too cliche and trendy. I like it. Ellen smiled happily with my agreement on her band name and started to nibble at the end of her pizza. I also really like the lyric and music for the song you came up with. Ellen set her slice down, perfectly picking up the bites of pepperoni from it before going back to nibble at the now pepperoni-less pie. I raised my brow and leaned back in my seat, looking down at my own slice for a moment. You're not a vegetarian, are you? I just figure pepperoni, I'm sorry. Ellen blinked, shaking her head and blushed eagerly. Her pale wig said, Oh, no, I'm just not that hungry. Oh, well, alright. Joy was worried that for a second. I gave a squawk and took a last bite of my slice, letting out a small of enjoyment from the taste of the greasy food. Ellen's eye darted from the pizza on her plate and the back toward the numerous time confused. I'm forced to tilt my head again. Something wrong? Her response immediate, and she just smiled, shaking her head in insanity. No, it just was just thinking. Ellen thinking. I can only guess what goes on inside her head. It's hard to tell when she hardly ever talks. Encouraged by her statement, I took another bite before wiping my face with a napkin and smiling to her. What you thinking about? The band? Ellen shook her head dimly, taking a moment to look around at the surrounding parking lot and nearby supermarket. Well, I was just thinking about how close Christmas time is. I leaned back in my chair and pondered the thought of Christmas. I wasn't raised with religion, but my family still participated in the festivals of putting up a tree and hanging stocking and all they like. Over recent years, it become so commercially it's disgusting, but there is always a weird charm to the time of year. It's also incredibly depressing for some unknown reason, for some strange mix of emotion for a holiday, that's for sure. You celebrate Christmas? Yeah. Me too. Well, we don't do all the religious stuff or anything, but you know. Ellen nodded her head. Me too. Are you doing anything for Christmas with your family? Now that I think about it, I didn't really plan on going up to Boston for Christmas, and it's only been a few weeks since I've been there. I guess I won't be. I'll probably just get a call from my mom telling me Merry Christmas, or they might actually come down to the Iceland to surprise me. But that's probably not going to happen. Nah, I don't think so. They probably have other things going on. What about you? Oh, I'm sorry. I kind of got that. Oh, it's no big deal. I gave her a dismissive wave, not too upset by the fact I have no plan just yet. I'll just be spending it with Kai and my grandma. I smiled slightly, realizing I haven't seen Karen much these past few days because of how busy I've been with Ellen and the whole band situation. It's really cool to see friends who are so close that they're spending holidays together. Yeah, she's from New York, so she doesn't really have any family here. New York? What's she doing here? Ellen blinked and looked down toward the ground. She didn't like the city too much. Is she one of those hippie kind of naturalists who prefer the countryside? The idea of Karen being like that is a little silly since from what I've seen of her since just a computer nerd who owns a lot of video games. Ellen giggled at my assumption and shook her head, smiling brightly. No, she just didn't like the city. I never really talked to her about it though. Ah well, she must really like your company over the holidays. I know some people get really lonely around this time of year. Ellen pounced slightly and shoot a glare back down dismantledly. Perhaps a stalker saw sore spot. Maybe Ellen's parents are dead or something. That will explain why she's spending Christmas with her grandma. It's probably best I don't encourage on that just yet. Ellen is just getting upset to actually being able to talk to me without having to hide behind someone's shoulder. I finished off my slice of pizza and tossed the blade into the nearby trash can from my seat, glaring back at Ellen to see a small piece of pepperoni stuck on her plate. Usually I say it's nitpicking and wasteful, but it's actually kind of cute for someone to play with their food in that manner. Not going to eat your leaning tower of pizza. I smirked my own silly little analogy to the city in Italy. Ellen seemed to find it just as humorous and smiled, casting off the slight pound she had. No, you can have it if you want. I'm okay. Ready to head back? Yeah. Discard the remarks of our food into the trash and start walking back to the compass in the nippy darkness of night. It feels like Ellen's piano case is twice as heavy with the cold air sinking into my skin and stroking deviously at my bones, numbing my senses. Finally, after a long silence, the few noises of discomfort from the cold, we arrive at the garden area, now slowly starting to weather and prepare for the coming fall. With a shiver, I turn to Ellen and offer her the piano case with a smile and a bow.